Hello, everybody. Yeah, looks like it's going to rain tomorrow morning, baby. All right. I'm a little bit early. I get that. Okay, you can turn that off, Carrie. Uh, okay, so we got Cindy in the house and we got Larry in the house. They're working overtime. They've been here for a half hour already. I'm just shooting the breeze right now as the crowds gather. And we got Joe. Hello, Miss Joe. Been a wild week. In fact, just 45 seconds ago, I just finished up the backs, or the bottoms, I guess you could call them, of Stacy I's trays. And they're sort of an artistic bent from a couple of paintings. So I don't want to unveil them unless she's around, but once I show them to her, then we'll show them to the world. But they look really cool. Well, I don't know what they look like. It was fun making them. They should look really cool.
Can I show?
Let's hope it comes out real well.
Can I show a picture?
Of?
I have to show the picture of one of our
yeah,
memories.
show whatever you want.
Should I come over here?
Yeah.
All right. I gotta get my mic. I'm turning it on.
Carrie's got to get her mic.
It's right over here.
Okay,
All right,
then we got
everyone.
Joe. We got Larry. Hey, Larry, how you doing? Cindy, Joe, Larry,
That's
Cindy, Joe. If Tim wants to
And Jake.
share with, oh yeah, we'll show his pens. Yep. And we got Cindy, and we got Larry, and we got Jacobs in the house. Jacob's got a drop today. Some pretty cool looking stuff there.
Yeah, really awesome looking stuff.
And,
Check it out.
Yep, Cindy gets her tray tomorrow. Carrie just checked the track, and oh, dang it, she doesn't have it yet. So she'll get that tomorrow. It's pretty cool. I can't wait for you to see it in person. It's
Someone
crazy.
needs to film you opening it.
That blank looks like a seashell called an alphabet cone. Well,
It's
that's cool.
actually a leopard blank.
Yeah, we got that.
All right. Well, anyway, what are you doing?
Alphabet cone. Alphabet cone. Oh, yeah, that's pretty. Oh, I've seen those shells.
Yeah. Oh, that's not it though. Unfortunately.
No, but it looks pretty cool. But yeah, so let's
Mm.
check that out. Let's share that. Present, share the screen. The alphabet cone. And I never knew that's what an alphabet cone was.
Cindy, did you
There
get
it is.
Billy the cat? I think you said you did on
There's
Saturday.
the alphabet cone. Somebody's selling them. So they're collecting seashells by the seashore and selling them. That's pretty cool. Let's see, where are we at? Cone. Let's see if we can make. Can you make it bigger? Oh yeah, there we go. Oh, that's much
I
better.
can't see the comments.
Hang on. That's pretty cool right there. Pretty neat. Pretty neat.
All right.
Cindy
So
says yes, she did.
okay, so Tala, who is one of our members of the leopard family, and came over from the Spangler when we did the first Spangler pen, the green and yellow pen, back over a year and a half ago. And when she ordered it, I'm like, that's my zip code. And she's across the street. So we get together every once in a while. She got Billy the cat. Her cat is Billy the cat. I'm not kidding. So I'm going to show it right here. Can you see it?
Yep. Tilt it a little bit.
There
There
you
you go.
So this is Tala's cat. She posted it in another group, Diamonds and Emeralds. But is that not Billy the cat?
Billy the cat is Tala's
Cat Lincoln.
cat Lincoln. Almost called him Lightning.
Lincoln. So that's Lincoln. Isn't that cool?
Hey, Jacob.
She's already kitted it up as soon as she got it. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, she has a diamond painting with her animal in it. Looks like it's going to rain starting
That's so
around
cool.
midnight. Pretty heavy there around 5 to 7, and then tapering off after that. I got up this morning to take Kevin to work, 4 a.m. I got back in here, and everybody got this big old storm coming through. And, of course, the hurricane spotters, tornado spotters were on there. And I was watching the news and the lady, and there was, I think, 5 tornadoes before 7:30, between 4:30 and 7:30. Nothing near us, thank goodness. The closest one to us was about 10 or 12 miles away. So that's a long way when it comes to those guys.
I'm done with that stuff. Come
All
on,
right.
people.
So let's go find Larry. Sent it to me in Messenger, I believe. Larry is turning and getting better all the time. Let me find Larry. Here he is. All right. Let me just share this. Let's come over here. let's see, StreamYard, share the screen. Let's come over here to the window, and here we go. So there are Larry's pens. We make them a little bit bigger there. And they look like a fine job, Larry. Those are, what was the style of those again, Larry? Was that Sierra, or I know it's a two-part pen. And is it Princess? I can't remember. It's got that one thing that fits into the other. Yeah, he did a nice job. Nice job, Larry.
It looks like a slimline.
No, it's got two-part. It's just like those Princess kits, but it doesn't have all the baubles, bangles, and beads all over it. And I made some of those, and the lower section gently slides into the upper section and makes a pretty cool little transition. I forget which one. Oh yeah, Big Ben. There you go. Big Ben cigar bend kit. There you go. I like the Big Ben. It's a good pen. The wood is box maple. Yeah, nice job, Larry. I'm telling you, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Uh-oh. There we go. Anyway, that's our we're all fanboys of Larry, fangirls, fanboys of Larry. And Larry's been here almost every live for months and months. We've gotten to know him well.
How'd you find us, Larry?
Yeah, how'd you find us, Larry? That's pretty cool.
Was it from Brian's group?
So Cindy says, other than my custom, all the cats I've gotten look nothing like any cat I've had. Cindy, you're just striking out. You need a celebrity cat. Okay, enough of that.
She got a celebrity cat. It's a diamond painting.
Yeah. Turner's Warehouse. Yep, good place. Good place. I like those Chad and his wife. I can't remember her name.
I don't know.
Cindy or Renee or something like that. They're always teaching something. I'm going to start making rings, like rings for your finger kind of thing, because I got a kit and I got a sizer and I got a spreader thing and a thing to hold the rings, and been watching videos on that, and a little bit different process. So it should be pretty cool. Yeah, and then he chatted with me in chat. Oh yeah, that's right. I remember that now. Yeah, and then he came into the group. I don't know. He found me on chat somewhere or some group or something I was in, and I made a comment and he made a comment, and then he messaged me, and I think that's how it went. I forget.
Another roll of bubble wrap still.
Yeah, two giant ones right there.
No, I was looking for the one
okay.
That's not finished.
Alrighty. Yeah. All right, this one here, we're going to continue on. This was the one that sort of fell apart a little bit last time. Where is the instructions? Here it is. And this is for Mrs. Patsy Putty. She's going to get rounded pointy 0.63. Okay, I did pre-sand this to get rid of the corners, because when this is going around, it's a pretty violent thing when your scraper is banging into the corners and might jar some of these pieces loose. So I just knocked the corners off so it'll be a little smoother process for it. So let's get it up to hyper speed. Let me turn my pad on over here so I can get it all queued up. We missed you all week. Hadn't had a good time making trays, and in between conference calls and everything else, I'm just out here making little doodads and repairing a pen, or something that doesn't need to be on the live. Just having some fun. Hey, Rebecca.
Hi, Rebecca.
Crafting and Crime Daily is in the house. Let's see. Turner's TV, they call it now. That is correct. That's our YouTube channel, Turner's TV. Is that a Castaway leopard print bag? Who made that? Yeah, I think that's Castaway. Yep, I believe so.
Castaway creation.
Jacob asked, and I couldn't remember, but yes, that is correct. So I did clean the filter this afternoon. Came out. Takes me about 20-25 minutes to clean out the whole collection system. And then I'll just do this very gently to ensure that there's no heavy vibrations into the blank. Again, all the turners do a great job at taking 3D printed items, and they're plastic, and it doesn't stick very well to resin, either epoxy or urethane. But there are some things you can do. I've seen people spray alcohol, let it dry off. That way all the dust is gone. I've seen them blow them off. Anything you can do to increase the adhesion of the plastic to the resin. It does stick a little bit, just not phenomenally. You know, Jacob, if I start casting, I'm going to move back to Ohio because that's where all the cool casters are. Not move back to Ohio, but move to Ohio. As we discussed, I'm from West Virginia, which is right next to Ohio. So got a lot of friends in Ohio. Got you now. Don and Jamie down there at Castaway. I've always liked Ohio. Ever since I was a kid. Let's see. I trimmed my bottom blank too short on my third pen. Oh, man. I do that now and again. I do that. Hey, Kevin. Leffert Buffer is back in action. We had a retraining and a reprocessing, and he's doing a great job. I had to figure some things out to make it a little easier and a little more efficient and a little more shiny. All right, not bad, not bad. Nothing is falling out, so we got some good adhesion. Don and Jamie, just like Jacob, are absolutely fabulous when it comes to any issues. All right, that one's pretty decently round. Let me slow this down a little bit. Oh, I got to get my stool. Here it is. Forgot what my stool was. They usually put 1 foot on a stool while I'm turning. Takes the pressure off the back from standing straight up and down. Very good. I don't have a bad back or anything, but I don't want to start. Okay, we're going to do rounded pointy. We'll start back about here. Let's see, we're at about 0.7, got a ways to go. We're going down to about a 0.63 or so. Let's see, we're at about a point. Well, I didn't take much off on that swing. I thought I took a lot off. Almost nothing. I was talking to a guy in Poland today. Speaks very good English, thank goodness. But he's a German expat. So he's been running around Germany, Ukraine, Poland, and Belarus over the last 15 years of his career managing stores. Okay, we're at a 0.64 there. We'll leave it right there. We'll come and get us a little bit of roundy here. We'll do the pointy part of the rounded pointy. This is a short pen, 4 3/4 inch long. So it's near that Cindy and Joe Flipper Pen World. Let's see, let me get my fan going here. Hot today outside. A little warm in the garage. Not too bad, but you know, it's like 73 degrees. When I'm turning out, I love to have it in the high 60s. Feels so nice. And I go real slow here near the ends because I don't want to dislodge any piece of the leopard or the new alphabet cone. Let's see, what do we got here? Yeah, pizza's pretty good at Kevin's place. Casey's. Casey's is the third largest convenience store in the country. So they got a good operation going, but you know, it's a convenience store and looking to make money. So they got the sandwiches and the pizza and all that good stuff. Donuts, breakfast sandwiches. All right, that was looking pretty good right there. And I always report back if I ever have any issues to the blank maker, give them good feedback about what's going on and what happened. And then when I'm done with this one and we do it successfully, I'll say, hey, that one worked out like a champ. Thank you very much. All that good stuff. And they appreciate the feedback. They're all working really hard to make a solid, good product. If I missed any questions, I'll catch up. I'm not ignoring anybody, just concentrating on turning.
If you can
Is
hear
Carrie
me,
saying something?
I said I have it on over here. Can't
On
hear
this
me.
side of the shop, I can't hear much. 6'8". And I love when I clean out all my air filters and stuff because I can really hear the suction right here where I'm at. And that's even more noise. Point 0.65. We'll take a couple of more molecules off of this end here and then get us some pointy happening there. Make some nice finger ramp right there.
If you're watching,
Beautiful.
hey,
All right.
say hey. Chat. Love to hear from you. If you like
Hey,
some of
Kevin,
our
do you
lives,
run around and swear at everybody in British?
if you like what you see, and
If
here,
Kevin's a Gordon Ramsay, I mean, that's
please
what
give
Gordon
us
Ramsay
a
does, right?
thumbs up.
Cooks and he swears.
Surely appreciate that.
What are you? Guess again. I'm an idiot sandwich. That's a good one, Kevin. I like that one. I'm super careful here on the edge as I wind this down to a point. Not a super sharp point like a pencil, but a point nonetheless. Yeah, I got a couple of those pizzas yesterday when I picked Kevin up, and I thought, wow, Carrie, that crust is actually pretty good on here. And you know what we say here at Leopard Leatherworks? No shirt, no shoes, no service. Okay, we don't really say that. Okay, so we got a little bit of leopard going on here. Love the resin part of this. Let's see, what did she want for the middle? Any specification? Vases. Ah, these are going to be, wow, very short vases because we lost a lot of room in two ways. One, we made the pen 4 3/4 instead of 5 1/4, so we just lost ½ inch there. And then we make these rounded pointy, which also pushes that finger hold back another 3/8 of an inch on either end. So this might be a little bit of a tough one here for vases. Let's see what we can do. Yeah, 4 3/4. That'd be 2 3/8. Yeah, 6/8 is 3/4. Yep. So there's our center. See what we can do for vases. Cindy, you're funny. You're funny. Okay, so we're gonna, that's probably about it right there. Go a little bit more tiny. I really hate to invade the finger holding area. So we should be good right there. All right, so there's our 4 lines. Cut those in a little bit. Let's see, what are we missing here? Never heard of them. Guess we don't have them here. Casey's, yeah, you got to look around. There are 2,500 of them. They're all over the place. I guess they're just not down in Texas yet. Can't compete with Buc-ee's, you know. So this is a divider, divider. This is a 7 or 6 point divider. 7, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 7 points. Then I adjust them up and down for what I need. I like things very symmetrical. And that's a bit of what I'm known for, is that I got symmetry on my pens. My brain thinks like that. It thinks in symmetry. I like things equal and balanced and that kind of thing. So I strike a middle line and then just sort of divide from there. I'm going super slow on this today because I really don't want to make any mistakes with this 3D printed stuff. I'm probably very overprotective in my turning. All right, that's looking pretty good. Now we'll do the top of the vases right here. We just tilt them inward a little bit. There we go. Now we'll slow it down just a hair. Hello, Buffy LeVamp. Hope you're doing well. I guess since we know you, would probably just call you Buffy, right? And this is almost like doing pottery because I'm just sort of shaping as it's going roundy until I like that shape. Just like a potter. Anyway, this consultant from Poland, super nice guy. We're just developing a relationship right now. I really like him. We got along really well. I love Poland, I'm telling you. That's a hot country, man. Of all the European countries, those guys have got it together, and they are doing fantastic. All right, we'll do one last measurement, make sure we are where we're supposed to be. We are perfect right there. Perfect right there. I love it. Okay. And there's our vases in the middle. Blower is off. Let's get the diaper in place. And let's get going on this baby. Hey, Kev, or Carrie, could you have Kevin? He might be able to hear. Oh, never mind. My bottles are full. Kevin did a good job. He refilled my little water bottles. Very nice, Kevin. Good job. Teamwork makes the dream work. Unlike the Oklahoma City Thunder last night, losing to the Indiana Pacers by 1 point. That was such a bummer. I went to sleep at the end of the third quarter, and they were up like 13 points, and I thought, this one should be in the bag. Woke up, lost by 1. Ooh, got the e-painter today. Nice. Yeah, like Cindy says. Hi, Buffy. Yeah, if you're a single placer, you'll single place like a bad dog and never go back. If you're a multi-placer, Carrie's got some multi-placing tips that you can get. And you can multi-place fast because there's no, it actually makes diamond painting more ergonomic because you don't have to use any pressure to pick up the drill. It literally just picks it right up. I can't see what Rebecca is saying there. It was busy for a Friday in my office. I didn't get to watch any Rebecca today. I don't know if Lori was doing her thing today or they were off today. I can't ever keep track of that stuff. All right, we're feeling good. Nice. Oh, I didn't go on my trip yet. My trip is next week. I fly Monday to San Jose, stay in a hotel in Pleasanton that night, and then the next morning I get up for a 9:30 meeting, and then I drive back over to SFO, San Francisco Airport, take off out of there and fly down to John Wayne. Then I'll be there for a day and a half, and then Thursday morning I get back to John Wayne and fly home to Oklahoma City. So Monday through Thursday, pretty much. The last thing you need to do is DP faster. Yeah, that's right. Don't want to do it. Then what did I go to bed early for the other night? I go to bed every night about 9.
Take Kevin to work?
I take Kevin to work in the morning. We leave at 3:45, 3:50 kind of thing. But I didn't have a trip this week. I was going to bed early because I go to bed early. I go to bed about 9 o'clock. That way I get my 6.5. And because once I'm up at 4 in the morning, I'm up. Yeah, I'm an early sleeper. Even when I'm not taking Kevin, I'm usually in bed by 11 and asleep by 11:05. Yes, there's multi-placer tips for e-painters. Carrie's got them. She'll hook you right up. And they work. What do they got, Carrie? 3, 4, 5 or something like that?
What's that?
The e-painter tips with multi-placers?
Hold on. I just got
And that was late, Rebecca. I should have been asleep by the time we were all chatting. No, in fact, my flight to California doesn't even leave here till like 2:45.
5 different ones with it, I believe. Like from 2 to 4 or 5. But there's a little stand that comes with it, and there's 5 little holes, so I assume there's 5 included.
Or that's where you put your single placer when you're not multi-placing. Hello, Marion. How we doing? Thank you, Marion. It's a leopard pen. Leopard pen. Shorten it up to 4 3/4, and we're doing the vases on it. And the funny thing about doing these 3D printed is, I mentioned it before, but the plastic has a different drag feel to it when it's going roundy than the resin. The resin gets super smooth, and even though the plastic, 3D printed plastic, is getting smooth, it still has sort of a grippy feel to it. Yes, you do, Marion. Yes, you do. It's a pretty popular pen. We do a bunch of them. Sort of go in spurts, though. All right, that one's going to be nice and done. Ah, came out great. That'll buff up like madness. That's nicely done. Very nice blank. Good mixture of color, too, with the red, yellow type of thing going on. Red, orange, yellow, the bronze. I'm not sure what that is, but that's what I'm picking up. And if I'm picking it up, you're putting it down. Came out fabulously.
Purdy.
Purdy. Purdy, purdy.
Your bucket.
Who's next?
Joe.
Joe. How'd Joe get to be next?
I don't know.
She must be special or something.
Got the leopard egg stuff.
Or her number just came up.
The leopard.
All right, so the sapphire blue with the Leporex.
Leporex.
Leporex, not Leopard X.
Oh, I don't know.
It's okay.
you know
Okay.
what I'm talking about.
All right, so this one's going to be 4.5 inches long. We'll take it from that side there. And then this one's going to be 5 inches long.
I think it's 5 1/4.
So what we do on these, Carrie, is we find the middle of this thing first. So this thing is 2 1/4 inches long here. So we'll mark the edges of it because that's what you want centered.
Right, I know.
Okay. So then we need 4.5. So 5 inches, 2 1/2 is our middle mark. So we're going to find the middle of 2 1/4, which is 1 1/8. And then we're going to mark off the center of 2 1/2, which is right there. So that means we're going to see that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't have enough to take off over there.
Oh.
See how that doesn't work? So we'll have to just come in here and take this much off right there.
Okay.
Yep.
There you go.
But that's what we try to do. And it's mostly in the center. That's the key.
Right. You can't, I didn't want to go 4 1/4 with it because you'll lose it.
All right. Which one of these is getting the Harley seat on it?
The what?
Never mind.
I will hit you.
The what? The Harley seat. All right, those are trimmed down. Now we'll throw a couple of holes on the end. Let's see, what do we got going here? Buffy, love your pen. I am glad you love your pen. Yep, hit the thumbs up. Thank you, Jacob. You betcha. 11 watching, 5 thumbs up. Excellent. Divide by 3, carry the 1. That's exactly what I just did. Divided by 3, carry the 1. You get that dangling participle, and then you know where the fraction is.
Oh, math is hard, Rebecca. I can't do it. It's like, oh. Yeah, hardly see. I didn't know either. Yay, Buffy loves her pen. That's what we love to hear.
And Buffy loves her pen, and I am glad. That's your e-painter pen?
She has to get an e-painter pen.
She has to what?
Get one. Get one. She bought that blank first.
Oh,
That was not an e-painter pen. I did
Buffy.
not know.
Buffy says, "I love my pen, Tim."
Well, she does love her pen, Tim.
Which pen is she talking about?
It was a neon leopard pen.
Oh, is that the e-painter one?
No.
Oh, just another one. Okay.
No.
She was talking about her e-painter earlier.
Yes, it's got the machine.
Oh, the machine, and she's using a pen.
You see how I live with?
Well, I'm just confused.
I
I'm
know.
trying to put all the conversation together here.
I don't know, Tim.
I don't know, Tim.
I don't know, Tim. That's what I say all the time.
I don't know, Tim. Okay, so are either one of these an e-painter? Yes, the sapphire blue with the leopard X will be an e-painter. That's cool.
Because she saw Connie's in that.
I know, it was awesome. How do we do that one?
I don't know.
TIE Fighter, Bee Stinger. That's cool. That's about typical. That's
I wrote
nice.
it down.
Yeah, it's right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, let's launch this one up here. Yeah, Buffy was talking about her e-painter, and they said, "I love my pen." I assumed it was with the e-painter,
Oh, she has the machine. She told me yesterday.
but I don't know.
Cool. I need a pen.
Oh, she needs an e-painter. The e-painter pen, you mean? Yeah.
Yes.
You guys go. I do not enjoy math.
Oh, Just stop talking. Just
Too funny. We are having some fun now, folks. Get ready, baby. Woo.
This is my life.
Okay, 100 miles an hour here. Your life is awesome.
Yeah.
Just ask me, I'll tell you.
Okay.
Blower on.
Oh my gosh.
All right, we are round. Now let's slow this baby down. All right. We're going to come in here now. And this one is not an e-painter. It is baseball bat 0.48. We're going down to the Joe range here. Joe Pen range. Okay, here we go. Baseball bat 0.48. I think we're just about there, Joe. We are down to 0.57. We're not near it, Joe. Just when I think I'm down there nice and skinny. No, not quite there yet. Not quite there. All right, let's see where we're at here. Down to 0.49, which is perfect because this is a lot of glitter. I have to do a lot of sanding, so we leave it a hair fat just so I can work on that sanding and end up with the right measurement. So that'll be just good. Beautiful. Cindy, I have absolutely no idea, but the brain is now percolating. That's why I asked that. I've got a bunch of trays out of the way now, yours included. And now I can start thinking. I got to do yours and Caroline's. So I start rearranging things on the bench around the mold and then just sort of start thinking about it. I can't just dump a bunch of stuff in there. I got to tax my artistic brain, which literally doesn't exist. It doesn't matter. I do them all at the same time. I'm just saying that they're all laid out.
Yeah, they are.
And they're all just starting to think now. I laid out your other ones. I looked at those for a week and a half, Cindy. I laid them on the workbench. I'd come out here during my break and I'd look at them going, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Because remember, I am not that creative, truly. And I'm not even trying to be self-deprecating or anything like that. I'm really not that creative. I'm very, let me talk here. I'm very, very logical and mechanical, process oriented. So everything for me has to fit into the process. And one of the things that I'm not a good processor is artistic stuff or creativity. So when you get something from me and you really, really like it, I can tell you, and it's real creative and not really, not out of the, or it's a bit out of the norm. I can tell you, I thought long and hard about that sucker. Probably watched 10 videos and just trying to get those creative juices flowing. And every once in a while, man, I just get it. Well, I think I get it right. It just sort of just comes together. And I'm like, you're Tracy, I'm telling you, you see that in person, it'll take your breath away. Carrie was right. Somebody should videotape you, or you should videotape yourself opening that sucker, because I'm telling you, I am in love with that tray. Absolutely
He
in
doesn't
love.
want to even. He didn't want me to mail it.
Is she talking again? I can't hear her over here. I think I hear her voice though.
I thought if I had the mic, you could hear me. Love that tree so much, you didn't even want to give it away.
Well, I had to give it away, but you're right. I didn't want to.
See, I said
I'm going to try to make one for myself. I got Kevin separating colors and all that kind of stuff. So we'll be working on more because I really love that tray. The colors were just perfect, literally perfect. All right, let's see how we're doing here for a measurement. 0.49 on the money. Truly, Cindy, I am not creative. And I kid you not, this turning the pen thing, it was a skill for me to develop. And what are we thinking about, Joe, here? Got some cool action here in the middle. It was a thing, and again, you can always tell mine are sort of symmetrical because that's the way my brain works. I watched Stacy Travis turn. She's awesome. Totally different than me. Totally different tools, totally different process. I mean, not totally different, but very different process. Wish I had a big old gold jewel in the middle right there. That would be awesome. All right, here we go. Let's find the middle. Yeah, it's gorgeous. Hey, Sarah, how you doing? 5 inches long, 2.5 is our center. You're going to get a TIE fighter on your e-painter, so we don't want to do that here. Excalibur might look good on Excalibur. I don't know why I say Excalibur. Interceptor. Let's come out about 3/4 either direction. So yeah, Cindy, when you get something creative like that tray for me, that tray was a week and a half in the making. Thank you, Cindy. I appreciate your kind words. And I'm not fishing for compliments, but I appreciate your kind words for sure. Cindy's been here forever. That's the wrong one. What am I doing? Forever. Okay, here we go. I remember when I made my desk, when I first was doing epoxy resin and stuff like that, I think it took me 6 weeks after finally setting it all up to choose the colors, choose the design, and then go for it. And I'm telling you, it came out awesome. I'm using it still today after, when did we make those desks? 6 years ago, 7 years ago, 8 years ago? Oh, so probably 8 or 9 years ago. And I still love my desk. She left me alone.
You gotta see, just like your trade. You gotta see this. There, you gotta see it. Over.
Get over here. You got to see it.
Who did that? And he goes, I did. I go, no, you are not artistic in any way. He's mechanical, I'm the artistic. So, and the color and all that stuff. YouTube channel, some lady made a thing.
Yeah, some lady in Texas made this big wall painting, and I'm like, oh, that's it. That is it right there.
We were going to Hobby Lobby and picking out
Vinyl colors. No, the little acrylic paints to mix with the resin. Had to move all that stuff around. Because remember, epoxy doesn't cure for 45 minutes. So you really have some good time to play with it and get it to move around and do fun stuff. Oh, that's too bad, Sarah. My goodness. Very exciting, Sarah. Very exciting. Congratulations.
Oh, wow, that's exciting, Sarah. I didn't know that. I didn't know you could make stuff. Are a wonderful seamstress, but I didn't know that you did art. What's it called? Let me see if I can find it. I get emails because I'm on the mailing list. Let me see if I can determine which was yours.
So yeah, Cindy, I have no idea when those little things will be done, but they'll be cool when they're done. That's for sure. I have to sit and look at them.
Oh, look at the. Are those squirrels? Sarah? Oh, they're pretty.
Now, Sarah, there's an artist and creativity person right there. I stand in awe of her creativity. Carrying the colors, I don't get it. I love colors, but I can't mix and match and determine whatever and all that stuff. And she just takes her time, whips it out, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's the one. That's too cool. Too cool for school. Yeah, welcome to the artist community. Absolutely,
Look at
Sarah.
that. He has her picture on Crashly's website.
Yeah, Rebecca's an artist too. She's
Yeah, I
actually
know.
a pretty good watercolor painter, which I think is cool. I love watercolors. I just could never figure them out.
That is so cool. I didn't didn't know you did digitals and stuff like that. That's cool.
I know she was designing her fabric and stuff, wasn't she?
I think so. I think that's what that is.
I think it was more than just
They're
picking fabric out.
I think they're beavers. That's what they look like. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Bucky Beaver?
It could be.
Bucky Beaver?
I thought maybe. Well, congratulations, Sarah. Wonderful.
I hope you sell millions of them.
$1 million.
Remember that diamond painting community, it's growing.
Mhm.
It is not getting smaller.
Have reminders. This is set. Reminders. Forgot that one.
Yeah, and it's weird too. My flight from Oklahoma to San Jose is American. Then I fly United from SFO to John Wayne. And then I fly Delta back home. It's just the way the times lined up. I'm usually a Delta snob, but because I get the most points there and stuff.
That's how I get to go on trips.
Carry some free points or spend my points on her free tickets.
We went to Vegas. It was too cold to go out, so I stayed in the hotel room, and you can you stay at Marriott, and you can hook your YouTube up to it. So I just sat there and diamond painted and watched the YouTube channel
On the big
on
TV.
the big TV, and I was watching Wicked. Something about Wicked. I just seen Wicked, and then I had a zillion things about Wicked in my Facebook feed, not Facebook, YouTube feed. I'm like, oh boy. There wasn't even a diamond painting thing in there. It was all like Wizard of Oz.
Look at that, Sarah. Customers already.
That. Big open space.
And I'm going to Uber around. I'm not going to rent a car in Irvine. My buddy's got it. One of my techs will have the car. I'll just ride around with them.
Oh.
Yeah, that glitter's pretty rough in there today. Really wants to let you know it's there. Where'd my paper go? It's gone. Hey, Rebecca, in the Lori Vallow Daybell trial, let's say Arizona convicts her, which they're doing. Do you think she'll ever serve time in Arizona, or will she just most likely fulfill her natural life in sea turtle and a lemonade one. Now, here's a question, because I don't know a lot about release papers. How long can you reuse release papers? Do they last forever?
This is who makes it.
Do they pick up adhesive from the painting, the canvas, and
Yeah.
sort of wear out, or they last for a long time?
It's supposed to be reusable.
Well, I get that, but how long?
I don't know. It depends on if you end up bending it. And
I mean, you can reuse Tupperware too, and that's turned out to be like 45-year half-life. Use it forever. All right, feeling good, Joe. Feeling good. I got a loose, I think it feels like a loose. Feels like one, but it's not there. It must just be the feeling of it. Huh. I swear I could feel something, but I can't find it. Okay. Let's keep rolling. We'll step up in paper here. No, they don't pick up adhesive, and they last a very long time. Very nice.
they don't. They're pretty good.
That's cool.
I like it better than snapping out the washi tape.
So what makes it wear out? When you flip up all the corners and
Yeah.
use the heck out of it kind of thing and drop it on the floor and picks up the dust, abuse it, and don't last? Oh, wow, that's cool, Becca. Idaho, yeah, that's what I figured. I think it's such a waste of money to try her down there in Arizona. She'll never get out. But I guess just in case they want to get their pound of flesh. And maybe the news cycle was quiet in Phoenix. Okay, feeling good. And we're feeling good. Yep, so needless to say, I'll be up early in the morning doing some pens. Be like last week, get premieres up before most everybody even gets up. That's always fun.
Fun. All these packages done. You little artsy is officially done.
Yeah, baby.
The art. And for those of you that participated in Be a Little Artsy, there is a event feedback form. So feel free to answer and we'll know what to do. Do it another one, what to do, what you thought, all that.
Make it better, all that good stuff.
And be honest. We can take.
Well, you can be honest because it can be anonymous.
Yeah. And we used to be Walmart managers. We got abused. At least I did. Because I'm the one that got yelled at. I was over the front end. I got yelled at all the time. I'm not coming back here ever again. Okay, see you next week.
That's right. There is a little, I thought I felt that. A little piece of plastic sitting out there. Okay, where is my X-Acto knife?
Over here
You
probably.
you taking my stuff again?
Yeah, I'm taking your tools.
Dang it, you're taking my stuff again. I'm telling you. Not to call the stuff police.
Okay. Here's your exact.
Thank you, ma'am.
Over thing.
Let's see, Marion, Joe, since it's yours, you can give it to me just because. Absolutely. There you go, Marion.
What's that now?
See that little piece right there? Just fold it over.
We're supposed to make something for her.
What's that?
Pen set or pencil set or something.
What are we doing for Marion?
She talked to us at the retreat about it. The purple and gold.
Oh, you better get that going there, girl.
I
I'm
have
getting
it
good.
till September.
Yeah, that's going to get here quick. I'm getting very good at these pen and pencil sets. That's right, for the daughter, right? The granddaughter?
Yes, she sent you the thing.
Oh, you better get on that, girl.
Well, then you better give me the photo.
I don't know where it is.
It's on your phone.
Oh, Marion, did you send that to me? That's dangerous. You better send that to Carrie. Even Timo, she sits right next to me at the retreat and she says this, that, and the other thing. And I get back here, we got stuff, and I go, what are we doing again? Because
And I go, what did she tell you? I don't know.
I don't know.
And she sent the photo, but then we added one thing, and I'm like, oh, we added that after the fact, and I forgot because I heard it, but you were she told Tim that I want the screw in, and I heard it, but I didn't write that down.
But we were talking about stuff like, can you do this? Can you do that? Would this be possible? You know, all that kind of talk. And I really lose the line between this is what I want and this is what we talked about.
And I, so what did you talk about? Well,
So I said, tell Carrie. Then we got in a group text and we finally got it all figured out. All right. All right, let's make, so this one here is made with stuff called Leporex. It's an additive that's a stone that is tremendously reflective, if you can see that. The Lone Star Retreat is in the Lone Star State.
yes, it is.
I think it's down there by, where's it, San Marcos?
No, New Braunfels.
New Braunfels, yeah, right next to San Marcos.
San Antonio.
Right, yeah, it's right next to San Marcos,
San
which is
Marcos.
right next to San Antonio.
San Marcos is across the state.
No, go Google it, you'll see.
All right, whatever.
Maybe I'm wrong. Don't tell anybody I'm wrong. Okay, here we go. Almost round. Oh, you know what I need to do, Joe? I need to drill this out. All right, now that we got that rounded, because it was really too big to fit in my chuck, turn the blower off. We're going to dismantle the crowd here. We're going to put that right down there. We're going to pop this center out right here. There you go, Marion. That'll be easy. Got to get our buddy Chuck out here.
Woodchuck, 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 wood.
This is not up Chuck. It's just regular Chuck.
That's what I'm doing.
Okay, then we're going to
And,
take the bushings out. Now that I got it perfectly centered and round, we're going to put it in here. And then we're going to take this one out. Set it aside. Going to get our big old drill bit here. That's too big, so we got to get our smaller drill bit. All right, we'll get that dialed into there. Now we get this lined up so that now that I know that I'm perfectly through there and around that center hole, we get this lined up, put the drill bit in there, and that way this is lined up with that. And then we will tighten this up so it doesn't move. We'll back off the drill bit. There we go. Turn this down to almost not going around. What's the anticipation, Joe? All right, here we go. Let me turn the blower on here. Stuck up all the good stuff. We plunge it till it doesn't move anymore because that all gets compacted on the end. And then we just back it out, clean it off, keep on going. What suspense is killing you, Joe? We are through. All the way. Here we go. Turn that off. Oh, can't wait to get it. It's a gorgeous one, I'm telling you. It is absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful. All right, now we will take all this back apart. Take Mr. Chuck off. And then we'll blow out this hole here. Because when we put this back in, we don't want anything on this metal here. Here we go. Same thing with this one here. All nice and clean. Nothing in there. Nice tight fit. All right. All right, now we'll get back to business here. Nice and tight. All right, so the first thing we got to do, turn our blower back on. Yes, ma'am, this is going to be a Corey. We'll look at the leopard scope on this one because this will be bonkers cool. All right, first thing we got to do is get us, what are we doing, baseball bat on this one? Yeah, baseball bat. Yep, okay. Let's get us a finger grip on here first. Ooh, that is smooth. That is down to 0.54, almost there. Okay, 0.49.5. We're just molecules away from the perfect Joe finger grip. All right, very nice. Now, I'm going to okay. This end is nearly perfect. We got to refine it a little bit. Now we're going to work on the bee stinger. So we're going to come back about this far, start digging out our bee stinger. Is that the end the tube goes into? So the bee stinger is where the suction tube goes, and your tip goes down here with the baseball bat. SB glass. SB glass. I don't know what that is. All right, let's get us a little TIE fighter in here. Let's see. This is actually too big for this tiny little pen here. I need a 3-inch ruler. All right, let's find our center here. We do a center there. 3/4 in either direction. I think that'll be perfect, Joe. Hey, Joe, do you want that dimpled TIE fighter? You know that one where we put the little cleft in the middle part? That might look pretty cool on here. Your call. Both show them. What I'm redoing right now is just reducing the girth of this pen because it's a very small finger grip pen. So you don't want a giant thing out here on the end. Yeah, it will look cool, especially on this. It'll look like a ring. right, now let's get our 3/4 marks back in there. Leave it out from that 3 right there. 1 right there and 1 right there. Yep. You got that right? That was a little short. Okay, there we go. The bee stinger is born. Let's clean off these little edges right here. Soften those. We don't want to hurt Joe's hand. We're literally just taking the corner off. Sharp corner. And now let's dimple the ring here. Now this giant baseball bat looks a little out of place. We got to take a millimeter off it. There we go. That looks better. Very nice. It's all little tiny details that count. The millimeters and the whatever, you know, the little tiny pieces. Okay, here we go. Joe, your TIE Fighter E-Painter Leopard X pen is done. Now it's got to finish her up. Okay, I may be a little creative when it comes to this. It's so fun. Welcome back, Larry. Now, normally the e-painter pens that we make would drive my brain crazy because they're not symmetrical. They're not the same on both ends, but the function is totally different, so my brain gets it. Whew, that is smooth. I need to make some more blanks with this Leprex. I got some good ideas. It's gorgeous stuff. Looks like a flute, doesn't it? Every time I see the baseball bat end on a e-painter, I think it's a flute. Looks like the bottom of a flute. I'm with you, Larry. 100%. And remember, there's a hole going all the way through this, so you can't cut too deep or you literally saw the pen in half. Looks like a pipe flute. Oh, don't do that, magician. Yeah, I'm real careful not to get too deep on this, I'm telling you, because there is a tube going right through the middle. End to end. Let all that air through. What was cool is once I got that e-painter from Picmondo, it didn't take me but about 20 minutes to figure out how I was going to make this pen. Now the designs, that sort of, evolved just playing and making it look sexy. Because I wanted the bee stinger to sort of look like a tail with the hose coming out. And then I just figured you could do whatever design you want here. You could do a vases there. Not many. You could probably do one vase. Maybe do an I Dream a Genie on that sucker. That might look pretty cool. Haven't tried that yet. And I'm going to slip in one or two pens tomorrow to take to the retreat. I need an e-painter pen to take, maybe a couple. All right. Let's shine this puppy up now. Oh, Joe, you're going to love this. That looks so cool. Oh, my goodness. Where do you see that in the microscope? Oh, I love that Leopard stuff. I'm going to clean the middle out with some alcohol first. That way we get a really good view of what the empty tube looks like. Let me get a Q-tip. Get a little jug of alcohol here. Soaking up that alcohol. Here we go. Now I'm getting my powdery paw prints all over it, so I got to wipe it off here with a paper towel. And of course, this is not the final buffing. Let's see. Patiently waiting, not. All right, let's get the scope out here. All right, here it's all fired up. So you don't get a lot of three-dimensionality here like it is in real life, but that looks like threads floating around through the middle. They look like vapors of sparkle. You can almost see that a little bit. No glitter in this at all. It is the powder that I use called Leopard that makes that. Can you imagine that? No glitter. Joe, when you get this, see how that you can see three-dimensionality through there? It's all around that tube in the middle. And I'm telling you, it is bonkers. Yeah, you can, none of this is on the surface. All this stuff here, none of that is on the surface. It's deep down inside of it, but it sparkles like mad. Man, that is too cool. Of course, it's a little bit dirty because I got my dusty fingerprints all over it, but man, I like it. I like it a lot. Oh, you can see a little bit of the three-dimensionality right there. Oh, this is too cool. I got to make some more of these. So cool. So I can't wait till I get this buffed up with the little new method I taught Kevin. Okay, we can use that in my animals instead of the glitter. Okay, can you? Okay, can you use that in my animals instead of the glitter? Yes, Cindy, I could. I got to go look at the instructions again, but it has to be an absolutely clear, what do you call it? Clear resin. absolutely clear. You can have the drills in there, but it's got to be absolutely clear. But yeah, you can use that. Think about what you want. Which animal do you want that used in? Think about the animal. Yeah, send me an email. See, here we go percolating again, Cindy. And this is what I do. I lay stuff out and I just sit and look at it for days and days. Yes, Kevin will do a great job buffing. So yeah, so send me an email so I don't get lost, because these little notes here, they get lost. But say, hey Tim, I want my snake to be pure, clear, whatever color, red, blue, green. I don't know what things I got. It could even be neon. I mean, it could be fluorescent green, fluorescent red, whatever, fluorescent pink. And then we'll mix that Leporex in there. So as long as it's not mica powder, but it's just a dye, and I've got a number of colored dyes, blue and green and red and pink and orange and all that kind of stuff. So yes, ma'am. Haven't made it yet. The stuff is just sitting there on my desk over there, just percolating. And this is what happens. You run into cool stuff and you go, oh, wow, I think I want some of that. Yep. Yes, ma'am, Cindy. We're here working for you. Anyway, I'm going to cut this off just a little bit short tonight because I got to go to bed here in about an hour. Take Kevin in the morning. That way I'll be up early doing some premieres tomorrow. But it was a thrill being here with you tonight. Again, I always miss it. I'm sort of with you on Tuesday because Carrie's there and stuff like that. But Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I miss turning and having fun and all that kind of stuff. But look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Watch for the premieres during the day. Got a lot of work to do. Feeling fantastic. Had a great week at work. Got a lot done. And excited to get rolling. So everybody have a great evening. And we'll see you tomorrow. Watch the premieres. Have a good time. Be safe. Be kind. And that's just about it, really. Good night, all.